Oh, we needed the rain in the Northeast, and we're getting more of it. Thanks for joining us here on the AccuWeather Network as we continue to follow the cold front that's making a difference as it works its way on east. It's meaning that some are going to feel like summer again today before those showers and thunderstorms venture on through. Lots to cover on this weekend for you. First weekend of September, believe it or not. I feel like we've been in September groove for a while, but it's probably just to the cooler air in the Northeast. But it's actually going to feel a little more like summer today on the I-95 corridor as that warm, humid flow comes in ahead of this front, very prominent here from about Sandusky, Ohio, stretching into Oklahoma City. And of course, ahead of it, that's where we have all the showers and the thunderstorms. So you are going to see more of those fire up through states of Pennsylvania, New York, and as you work your way off towards the south, there's quite a bit of action already at this point in time. The thunderstorms through Tennessee, whether you're in middle or western Tennessee, you've probably woken up to some of those. It extends into Mississippi. Portions of Louisiana, especially near the I-20 corridor there in northern Louisiana, have had the wettest go of things. Unfortunately, as this front drives south, it is going to confine some moisture here to the Rio Grande Valley. So we'll be talking a little bit about that. And you'll note there's still a bit of action here across the western U.S. Flash flood warnings have been found across Arizona, unfortunately, and Nevada, I should say, because we have dealt with so much heavy rain there. There's a new storm system off the coast of the Northwest. It doesn't. All right, let's show you here what's going on as we look across the southeastern U.S. Advancing one, you can see the showers, the thunderstorms here still fairly prominent across middle Tennessee into northern Mississippi. Also, quite a bit of activity there through northern Louisiana. Into Florida, not quite as much activity right now. We'll take a closer look, though, into some of this heavy rain in Middle Tennessee because it really has been a soaking rain. And the good news is it's still advancing its way off towards the east, but know how there's some training. So there is going to be some potential here for more puddling, ponding on roadways, some challenges with maybe a little bit of localized flooding and continuing to create that wet setup for us. This has been the pattern that we've had pretty much for most of the week, and the showers and the thunderstorms, they persist into tomorrow. There will be a boundary helping to intensify some of the activity today elsewhere across the southeast as far as thunderstorms. Atlanta, you're one of those spots that'll get a few rumbles of thunder late. Nashville, you're already dealing with a lot of that wet weather. Houston, it's an afternoon threat, while Dallas has been dealing with some showers and a few rumbles of thunder around this morning. So for the game later on in Georgia, we will already, the showers, thunderstorms tomorrow, they're confined towards the coast. So we know that boundary does push its way right to the Atlantic coast, which means behind it you get the cooler, drier air. It's a beautiful day in Nashville tomorrow, 81 for the high compared to today, how things are starting off so wet. As you push your way through the southeastern U.S., you'll find some showers in Tallahassee and Charleston. The other thing is we're going to kick up more moisture off towards Texas. Houston, Corpus Christi, I think even San Antonio, a pretty wet setup for us. So watch as this front does squeeze its way with that drier, cool air. And can be deadly if they really, I guess, bite you a lot. I'm mostly afraid of the fire ants, I think, in the southeastern U.S. Atlanta, minor delays with thunderstorms through the afternoon. That could end up being major delays as we go throughout the day, but I think the bigger concern for major delays will be in the Northeast. Boston, we get enough heavy rain late in the day to create some problems, and I think especially 90 years ago this week, in 1935, one of the most infamous hurricanes in U.S. history slammed. A little bit of history there for you as we look back 90 years this week. Taking you to the current situation in the Atlantic, we do have a tropical rainstorm are eyeing up here as it continues to work its way westward. Note, though, what is in its path. A ton of dry air. This will have some impact on the storm as it continues to try to work its way not only west, but all these storm systems, they want to get that energy towards the poles, and so there will be some northward movement here around that high pressure system in the central Atlantic. Tropical rainstorm, and then we likely see it become 8 inches of rain across Puerto Rico is expected, even into some of the windward islands. We're looking at 4 to 8 inches of rain, so flooding may be a small factor. And then, of course, the winds, those are still going to be somewhat prominent as well as we deal with wind gusts still possibly more than 80 miles per hour in some locations. This storm system will help to moisten the atmosphere in the central Atlantic, so we will need to keep an eye on the next tropical wave, which at this point has a low threat for tropical activity to become a tropical system, I should say, and that'll be the 12th to the 15th that we're watching the timing on that particular storm. In the Pacific, we've got Kiko. This one actually will be nearing a little bit closer. Good tips there. Across the north central U.S., usually we're preparing for tornadoes and things of that nature. Not the case, so there could be some water spouts over the Great Lakes. Still cool, showery weather coming through Duluth. You have a couple showers. That cool pocket of air is at least a little bit more refreshing than off towards the west. Remember all the fires throughout the northwest. That's creating smoky skies into places like Denver, so do be aware that air quality can be reduced quite significantly. Our story, though, around the Great Lakes, just some stray showers for the day, maybe a little bit of pea-size hail, but I think most of it is just some friendly chilly showers into early next week. But Sunday, for the most part here across the north central U.S., it's dry, it's quiet, could still be some smoky skies in some location that can help to generate thunderstorms, but they're elevated enough that as that rain falls, there's enough dry air at the surface, it evaporates before it reaches the ground. So thunderstorms, though, can still let that lightning reach the ground, which creates the spark. All of this is leading to smoky skies across some of the as we keep things mostly cloudy and otherwise quiet through this game, just a bit of a breeze. We'll take you into your Monday to get you going for your work week, and Chicago, lovely setup here in the southeastern U.S. So this is starting to make a difference for us because it's going to dry things out, but also it pushes those showers and thunderstorms right to the Atlantic coast or through Florida. So for Charleston, Wilmington, it's a wet day, and note there's quite a bit of moisture in Texas, so that's going to be part of our challenges, at least across the Rio Grande Valley. Across the southern boundary, starting you off Sunday morning, is trying to work its way off the coast, but it is going to light up a little bit of activity here right along the coastline for your chance of rain. So for Savannah, Hilton Head, we still have it here through your Sunday afternoon, and also quite a bit of activity through Florida. The dry air kicks in, and well, off was Lorena, so that is still lingering in the atmosphere, and it squeezes out somewhere. It will do that at times over the Rio Grande Valley, so watch for localized flooding there. Getting into your do any beach time or get some swim time in, the rip current risk remains elevated. San Antonio, Texas.